Hello everyone, welcome back to Consistent Profits. This time around we're doing a midweek analysis on EURUSD, GBPUSD, the dollar index, Nasdaq as well as the S&P. Without wasting time, let's have a look at these charts. Alright, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, kindly do so, like and comment as well. That helps this channel to grow and it motivates me to keep putting out these videos, knowing that there is a audience for them. Alright. Okay, now we're looking at the dollar index, and what we're seeing is a bullish market for more than a month now. This market have been pretty much in a bullish state. Price have traded into this fair value gap that I have spoke of in previous videos. What I'm expecting to see is a further push to the upside to take out this level and continue momentum to the upside. Then we will see if it will reach this level over here. This level, trade into these highs over here. However, another scenario that can transpire is for price to push to the upside, trade into this gap again that we see, volume imbalance, and crash to the downside, or trade even higher into this rejection block over here and crash to the downside, or simply just crash to the downside from where it is, take out this level over here and seek further lower levels like this level over here and this low over here. And we notice that we have a fair value gap over here. We will see how price reacts once it reaches this gap over here, this fair value gap. Okay, so those are the two scenarios. However, the most likely scenario is bullish continuation. Let's have a look at EURUSD. In this market, we've been having a bearish sentiment, reason being the bullish dollar, and we can see price have been very bearish for over a month. And what we can see is that this week price traded into this volume imbalance and began to seek higher prices, taking out this high that was created on Monday. Now what I'm expecting in this market is potentially price can crash to the downside, take out this level, or if that does not play out, we can see price continue momentum to the upside to take out this level, and that is another scenario that can occur simply because that bullish sentiment can continue because of this break of structure that we had on Monday to the upside, and Tuesday also traded above this level. So potentially price can continue seeking higher prices, trading into this high and further into this high over here, or simply reacting at a fair value gap that we see here over here, just like it's like a mirror reflection of what we saw with the dollar index, because the dollar index had a fair value gap, and you can see this fair value gap here. It's situated at almost similar position, just on at the inverse. So with that having been said, let's have a look at GBPUSD. What I was expecting earlier this week, Monday, was for price to trade into this gap, further up, and then seek lower prices, or trade into one of these breakers or slash mitigation blocks, this one or maybe this one, and then seek lower prices. However, it traded into this one as well as into a fair value gap, and then began to crash to the downside, taking out this level over here, and it did so today. And what I'm expecting to see is potentially price continuing to the downside further and ultimately trading into this low over here. If that does not transpire, another scenario that can play out is for price to react right where it's at, to seek higher prices, taking out this level over here and potentially this one here, or simply just trading into this breaker again, and we'll see once it gets there how price reacts. The most likely scenario that I'm expecting is for price to continue to the downside. However, another scenario that can play out is for price to reject. However, another scenario that can play out is for price to reject right where it's at and begin to seek higher prices, just as I have said earlier. Let's have a look at US500, and in this market what we see is that we have traded into a fair value gap over here. We crashed to the downside, and potentially this market can continue to the downside, taking out this level, and we'll see further if price is going to trade into this fair value gap over here between this candle's high and this candle's low. Trade into it, and then we'll see how price reacts once it gets to that level. However, another scenario that we can expect is for price to push up, taking out this level over here and seek higher prices, potentially trading into this fair value gap, or simply just taking out these highs that we see over here. But the most likely scenario that can happen is for price to crash to the downside, take out this level, and continue further to the downside. Obviously, it is a trader's responsibility to look for characters that align with either side, be bullish or bearish. Okay, without wasting time, we're looking at the US100, and what we see in this market is that this market is still holding some sort of bullish. However, this break of structure to the downside can, affect that bullish momentum, and we begin to see this market crash further down, taking out this level over here, trading deeper into this fair value gap, or simply trading all the way to the bottom, taking out these levels over here. However, another scenario that can play out this market is that price can react right where it's at, or simply dig lower into these levels over here and begin to seek higher prices to take out this level, and potentially this level over here is the one that I think, if this market is going to go to the upside, will eventually reach into. However, we will see characteristics of the market in terms of how it trades today and in the coming days. So this market, I'm expecting most likely a scenario that price will potentially push to the upside. Reason being, the US30 as well is showing a almost similar characteristics as to this market we had in a previous week or weeks back, a push to the upside, and this level was not traded into. And I'm still trying to see if this market is going to align itself in such a way that it will trade into these levels. That's the most likely scenario that this market can pull. However, it can still crash to the downside, take out this level, and further trade into these levels over here. With all of that said, I thank you for staying with me for up to now, and I hope you found value out of this video. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Ciao.